Is the Social Security Administration going to stop mailing letters to seniors informing them of changes that are happening with Social Security and Medicare benefits? Well, it appears that is where we're headed because of this news, this breaking news that just happened yesterday with Social Security. And I'm going to read it to you. Social Security announces they are leaving their own website and moving to X, that is Twitter. This means that Social Security is now going to send communication to Social Security beneficiaries on Twitter, or otherwise known as X. And you can see Elon Musk written all over this. So I am going to bring you this news that is going to shake up how Social Security communicates with you regarding benefit changes to both Social Security and disability and Medicare benefits. And then there is even more bad news, because when I'm telling you that they may not be mailing letters anymore, there are changes that are happening on April the 14th. That is a few days from today. And they did not mail any letter letting you know of this new ID rule that is about to take effect, that is going to impact how you make changes to Social Security. And watch till the end, because there is a $6,000 stimulus that has been hitting. Actually, it's not a stimulus, it is a back pay to people who receive the Social Security Fairness Act, and it's $6,000 that has been going out. I want to bring you an update about that. So I am Kwame Kwade. I am an entrepreneur and personal finance expert. For 15 years I've been creating content to help seniors get the benefits they deserve. We started with websites on Social Security, food stamps, Medicare, and now we're doing video content in addition. I am also an adjunct professor. I teach entrepreneurial finance to graduate students at one of the most prestigious universities in the United States. If you're new here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because all we do is bring you the latest news and update. And as always, I want to know where you're watching this broadcast from. Go in the comments, let me know your city and your state. But let's dive right in. What is this news that is coming out of the Social Security Administration? It is really, really disturbing. So here's what's happening. The Social Security Administration will use Elon Musk's X platform for public announcements going forward, replacing press releases and Dear Colleague letters. These are letters that went out to beneficiaries. This shift aims to modernize communications but raises concerns about accessibility for seniors. Now, here's the problem with all of this. Only 7% of X's new consumers are seniors. So they are moving communication to a platform that seniors rarely use. And so there is something funny about this whole thing. Social Security staff are encouraged to follow the agency's X account for updates. So even within their own agency, they have to follow Twitter, X, in order to get updates about what's happening inside their agency, making a significant change in internal communication practices. Critics, including Senator Warren and Wyden, have voiced concern about transparency and potential conflict of interest due to Musk's ownership of X. It shouldn't be a surprise. Doge is running rampant around the government, and Elon has a lot of government contracts. My opinion, he's looking for more contracts, and this is one way to force an agency that he has gutted to use his service so that he can make more money. The Social Security Administration plans to lay off 12% of its workforce, reducing the staff from 57,000 to 50,000, impacting service delivery to 70 million beneficiaries. And then on top of that, they are closing offices. 26 regional offices are slated for closure this year, further limiting access for in-person services. And then there's been massive delays for people who are trying to access benefits. Wait times for phone and in-person appointments have skyrocketed, with half of callers hanging up before receiving assistance. Critics argue that these cuts won't save significant costs, since Social Security expenses already account for less than 1% of the entire Social Security spending. So basically, they're saying that Doge is in there trying to cut workers, trying to cut services. 40% of people who apply for Social Security use the phone line. 40% of people who call Social Security are current beneficiaries who need services. And now they are cutting the phone lines drastically, directing everybody to go online, and you have to verify yourself online. So stay tuned, because I'm about to talk about the April 15th deadline with this new online verification policy that is going to affect how you interact with the agency. Seniors unfamiliar with social media may struggle with the transition to X, risking missed updates about benefits and services. Increased reliance on online portals have led to system crashes, with 4 outages reported in the last month alone. And then they've implemented some anti-fraud measures that haven't gone as expected. New anti-fraud measures require in-person visits for anomalies in direct deposit changes, complicating access to benefits. I'm going to talk about that soon. Advocacy groups worry that discontinuing the Dear Colleague letters will hinder outreach efforts to vulnerable population. While some view the shift to X as modernization, others worry about alienating seniors who rely on traditional communication methods. Seniors want to get letters in the mail for official announcements. They don't want to go online to a social media website to hear from a government agency. The move has sparked debate over Musk's involvement in government operations and potential conflicts of interest. Senators and advocacy groups have established a war room to counteract SSA changes and protect beneficiary rights. Critics warn that these changes could undermine Social Security Administration's ability to serve its growing beneficiary base in the midst of rising demand. More people are claiming Social Security and disability benefits than ever before. At the same time, the agency is cutting staff, cutting services, and especially the phone services that seniors rely on, forcing many seniors to have to go into the office in person in order to get services. Now, let's talk about April the 14th. This is a critical date that is going to impact everybody that's currently on Social Security and anybody that's going to apply for benefits in the future. So let me explain. So starting April 14th, Social Security changes are here, and these changes are going to require a new in-person identification, which will take effect on the 14th. This delay, it was supposed to happen on March the 31st. They pushed it to April the 14th to give people more time to adjust. Certain people are exempted. If you're applying for Medicare or disability, you are exempted from the ID verification rule online. However, if you're currently on Social Security benefits and you need to make a change to your benefits, this rule applies to you, so stay tuned. So why is all this happening? Well, retirement and survivor benefit applicants must verify their identity in person if unable to do so online. This requirement aims to reduce fraudulent claims, but could place burden on those without internet access or those who have difficulty traveling. And then, as of March the 27th, and they did not send out letters for this one also, the Social Security Administration will begin withholding 100% of benefits to recover overpayments for new cases. It means that if you get in an overpayment situation with the Social Security Administration, they are going to stop sending you your Social Security or disability check and use the entire amount to pay back what you owe until it's paid off. Somebody commented recently on my video from yesterday that they got an overpayment letter for $8,000 and their Social Security benefit has been cut completely, and now they don't know what to do. So who is affected by these changes? Those applying for retirement or auxiliary benefits must verify their identity in person if online options fail. The new rule adds a layer of complexity while especially creating problems for people who are unfamiliar with how to check your identity online. And then obviously, if you are in an overpayment situation already and have a payment plan, then the new overpayment rules do not apply to you. Now, if you're on disability benefits, I want to speak to you directly. SSI recipients undergoing redetermination should expect more scrutiny because of Doge. Doge has a belief that a lot of people on disability benefits are not truly disabled or are not currently disabled and are still getting benefits. And so DOGE is pushing the Social Security Administration to scrutinize disability beneficiaries more. So if you're on SSI benefits or SSDI benefits, expect a lot more redeterminations and expect them to happen more frequently, because the goal is to kick a lot of people off disability benefits who DOGE thinks are not eligible or do not qualify in the first place. Now, who is not affected? As I mentioned, if you're applying for Medicare or disability benefits, you don't have to do the in-person ID verification. And then if you're currently on a payment plan for overpayments, you do not have to comply with the new 100% rule. In addition, if you're applying for survivor benefits, the Social Security Administration has indicated that they are open to allowing people who are applying for survivor benefits to not have to follow the new ID requirements. Now, let me be clear here on who do not. So there are some group of people who do not have to do anything at all regarding this new rule. So listen to me carefully. If you are currently receiving Social Security benefits and there is no problem with your benefits, meaning that your benefits are good, you are receiving them on time, you don't need to make any change, direct deposit, address, or any personal information, then you are not impacted by these new ID rules. However, if you are currently receiving Social Security benefits and you need to change your direct deposit information or where your money goes, starting April the 14th, you would have to go online and verify your identity before you can make the change. Otherwise, you have to go in person to a Social Security Administration office. Now, you cannot walk in person, you have to make an appointment. And then if for whatever reason you get a letter asking you to go online and verify your identity, then this new rule applies to you. Now, what can you do to avoid having to comply with this new rule? Is there something you can do right now between now and April the 14th? Well, yes. The first one is create an account online. If you currently do not access your Social Security benefits online, go online to ssa.gov/my account and create an account. Because if you can successfully verify your identity now and get access to your Social Security account, then you don't have to comply with the new rules. But if you cannot do that and you go after April the 14th to create an account, then you have to go through login.me, login.gov and id.me in order to verify your identity. If you have to update your information for any reason, do it now. And you may even want to opt in for online notices, because that will send you information much quicker if they are making changes, especially now that they are going to DOGE and DOGE is moving communication to X. Sign up for online notices on the Social Security website. That is another way to receive notification much faster, so that you know what is happening, what changes are happening, and what you need to pay attention to regarding your Social Security and Medicare benefits. Now, here are actions you can take before April the 14th. Create an account online, as I've mentioned. If you have a need at all to update your direct deposit information, do it now. And then if for any reason you need to go to the Social Security office, try and book your appointment before the 14th, because what's going to happen, as I mentioned before, the Social Security Administration did not send out letters warning or informing beneficiaries of these changes, but they're doing them anyway. They were going to do it on March the 31st. They got some pushback, and now they gave it 2 more weeks. So a lot of people don't know that there are things that they could do over the phone before that they cannot do it over the phone anymore. They have to do it online. But to do it online, you have to verify your identity online. And if you cannot verify your identity online, then you have to make a phone appointment to go to a Social Security office near you. All this is going to happen on April the 14th. So if you have any need to go to the office, schedule an appointment now, because there's going to be a mad dash to schedule appointments, and you may not get the appointment date that you're looking for if you don't act sooner. Now, if for whatever reason you are frustrated with the Social Security Administration, maybe you're applying for disability benefits, or they've hit you with an overpayment situation, or something has changed regarding your benefits and you're trying to reach the Social Security Administration, and because of everything that's going on, you cannot get somebody to speak to, or you've been not being able to get through the phone, or you've tried to book an appointment and cannot get an appointment anytime soon, go to your elected representatives. Your senator can help you. Your congressperson can help you. The Social Security Administration responds much faster when they receive letters and requests from Congress. So if for whatever reason you are frustrated and nothing is moving regarding your case with the Social Security Administration, call your senator or your congressperson and ask for assistance from them. Now, let's talk about the overpayment situation a little bit more. Social Security Administration will now withhold 100% of monthly payments to recover overpayments made after March the 27th, reversing an earlier policy of just taking 10%. This could impact seniors severely and cause them financial hardship because 40% of all seniors rely on Social Security as their main and only source of income. So if you take their entire benefits due to overpayment, then you're going to create difficulties for people in covering basic living expenses such as housing, food, and healthcare. And this is all supposed to save just $7 billion. I say just because the Social Security Administration distributes $1.5 trillion a year, and they're trying to save $7 billion by causing pain and suffering to 3 million Social Security beneficiaries and disability beneficiaries each year, when they can go back to the previous policy of just taking 10% of the Social Security and disability check until the money is paid off. It's a bit harsh what they're doing right now. Now, when you get an appeal letter, when you get an overpayment letter, you can appeal. There are 3 different appeal steps you can take. The first one is you can request a waiver. If you are hit with an overpayment letter and you cannot pay the money back within the 30 days that they're asking you to pay it back, you can request a waiver, which says that there is no way you are going to be able to pay this money without causing severe financial hardship to yourself. That is what a waiver does. They rarely approve them, but it's worth a try. If you disagree with the amount, or if you disagree with the circumstances of your overpayment, then you can appeal. If your appeal is rejected, then you can appeal to an administrative judge. And in that case, you probably want to hire an attorney or a Social Security advocate that can prepare a good case for you before you appear before the Social Security administrative judge. Now, if you're on disability benefits or you know somebody that is, this is critical information. Regular audits to ensure SSI recipients still meet eligibility requirements based on income and resources are going to be more frequent. Redeterminations are routine but may feel more stringent due to increased scrutiny under new policies. Increased scrutiny is being implemented as part of a broader effort to combat fraud and ensure program integrity. Failure to meet updated requirements could lead to benefit reduction or terminations, affecting vulnerable individuals who rely on SSI for essential support. To avoid any disruptions, recipients should maintain accurate records. So basically, stay on top of your records. If you're on disability benefits and there are health records that you need to maintain or checkups that you need to have, make sure that you're doing those and keeping your records. If you're working while on disability, pay attention to the substantial gainful activity limit, because if you make more than that limit, you may be jeopardizing your benefits, including future reduction or even termination altogether. So, key takeaways. April the 14th, if you are on benefits, if you're on Social Security benefit right now and everything is good, you don't have to comply with this policy. But if you have to make any change, direct deposit, change your address, other changes to your benefits, you have to verify online that you are who you say you are. And if you cannot do that, through id.me or login.gov, then you have to make an appointment over the phone to visit a Social Security office in person. And then, as I mentioned, if you're on disability benefits, expect more scrutiny because that's where we are right now. And if you need help, if you're frustrated with the Social Security Administration, your elected official, your congressperson, your senator can help you get in front of them or at least get a response to your case. So let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think, both about Social Security moving to X for communication and about these ID changes that are happening. Now, if you received a $6,000 payment in your bank account from the Social Security Administration, it is real. It is from the Social Security Fairness Act, the law that was passed last year and is being implemented now. Is going to send $6,700 on average to people starting in March through April, and then monthly benefit increases are going to increase starting in April. Now, this is impacting 3.2 million public sector workers, including teachers, firefighters, police officers, and EMS providers. The lump sum payment is retroactive from January 2024, and then future monthly increases will start April 2025. So if you receive that amount, it is because you are eligible for the Social Security Fairness Act, and now they're paying you back not everything that they owe you, but at least from January 2024 onwards. Do you have to do anything? No. The money will hit your account if you're eligible. But if you have any questions, call the Social Security Administration at 1-800-772-1213 for more information. And then finally, if you are 65, if you're turning 65 this year, or you are currently on Medicare benefits, I have great news for you. There's a lot of changes that are happening right now. People are being dropped off their Medicare plans. People are losing coverage. In Oregon, 25% of plans are leaving. In Minnesota, that is the same story. So there's a lot of activity happening around Medicare, and that kind of prompted this dramatic headline: 34 million seniors in Medicare Advantage plans face rude awakening. That is from the Center for Economic and Policy Research. But the reason why this is going on is because there are 24,000 Medicare plans out there, and it can be a challenge to figure out which one is right for you, your budget, and your needs, the doctor network that you need to be in, the medications you need covered, which is why an estimated 90% of all seniors are in the wrong plan. And it can cost you money and cost you your health, because the average senior couple spends $300,000 on Medicare during retirement. And the worst thing that can happen is when you need Medicare and you are not covered for whatever you need. So here's the good news. We have partnered with Chapter Medicare. Chapter, the story of how this company got founded is even more interesting, because one of the co-founders got into doing this because of frustration that he had with his own parents signing up for Medicare, and he figured there should be a better way. So he created this free, unbiased service that can help you find the best Medicare plan that fits your budget, your needs, and the coverage that you're looking for. So call Chapter today, 539-205-2147, or go to the description in this video. There is a form you can fill out, and then they will reach out to you. Now, let me tell you why we decided to partner with them. I've been doing this for 15 years. We've never partnered with a Medicare advisor until now, because of these three reasons. Number one, Chapter is the only company that has access to all 24,000 Medicare plans. So they can see what is in your local area and recommend the best plan for you. The biggest reason for me was because their agents do not work for commission. So when they get on the phone with you, they are not recommending the most expensive plan because it's going to get them the best commission. They are there to help you find a plan that fits your budget, your needs, and what aligns with what you're looking for. And then they can save you a lot of money. Now, there may be a small window for you to be able to switch, but call Chapter or fill out the form in the description to this video, and they'll reach out to you. And if you're turning 65 and need to get on Medicare, these are the guys that will help you do it. They are highly rated. A plus from the Better Business Bureau, and a lot of 5-star ratings. You can go out and Google it and search for yourself. These guys are the real deal. I am bringing it to you because I vetted them and they're the real deal. So save some money. Don't be part of the 90% of seniors that are on the wrong Medicare plan, and get on the right plan. But the window may be closing. Call chapter or fill out the form soon. Now, if you have any questions at all about anything I've covered, let me know in the comment section. We also have a membership. Now we've launched a membership. You can join for exclusive perks, for exclusive access to discounts that can help you stretch your budget. And then I'm going to be doing videos for members only, member exclusive videos that are going to be part of our membership. So look at our membership and see if it's good for you. That's additional content that I'm going to be working on to bring you more value and help you get the benefits that you deserve, or keep the benefits that you've worked so hard to get. So until I see you on the next live, thank you for hanging out with me this Saturday evening, and I will see you tomorrow.